Hello and welcome to BHS-TV News. I'm your host, Josh Winslow, alongside my co-host, Noelle Seawick.
Today we have coverage on AP exams, open lunch, and a brand new episode of Word on the Street.
BHS-TV News starts right now.
Last Thursday, the Russian investigation came to a head when a redacted version of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report was released to the public. The report provided details of Trump's efforts to influence the investigation into his campaign and Russia. The 448-page report found that the investigation into possible collusion found that members of the Trump campaign knew they would benefit from Russia's illegal actions to influence the election, but didn't take any criminal steps to help. The president sees the report as an exoneration and an overall win, while Democrats are demanding to see the full report.
While policies are being decided in Washington, Matthew Teitelbaum takes a look at the possibility of an open lunch policy at BHHS.
For years, high school students have wanted an open lunch, allowing students to leave campus during lunch to eat out or stop at home. So, is open lunch the future for BHHS?
I believe it's a good idea.
It's a great idea. I think if kids want to go and spend their own money to go get lunches, they should be able to. I mean, as long as they come back to school.
Because it allows students to have the freedom to be able to go get the lunches of their choice instead of having to deal with the lunches that the school provides.
We literally have like food stores right there. It's not that far. We have Subway. We have the sandwich shop, the bagel shop. We have the pizza place. I mean, there's so many lunch opportunities.
Historically, Bloomfield Hills School District used to, when we had two high schools, Andover and Lasser High School, had an open campus.
An open campus sounds good, but definitely has its downsides. For example, it's run on an honor system, so students have to be trusted to come back to class after lunch.
I do believe that most kids will return back to the school.
There always will be a segment of students that will find it difficult to get back to campus on time, but the majority returned to campus during that amount of time that we had for open lunch.
One of the main concerns with open lunch is the current schedule, shorter than it used to be, making administration unsure if there is safe places to go within the short period.
BHHS doesn't have an open campus because safety and security is our first priority. When we revised the schedule, we wound up having to shorten the lunch period, so it really became impractical to allow open lunches to occur again.
All in all, the future of open lunch for BHHS is unsure, but it's not entirely out of the question just yet. I'm Matthew Teitelbaum with BHS-TV News. Thank you for watching.
This May, many students will be going through the stressful process of AP exams. Here to give us the inside scoop is Jack Brown.
AP exams are right around the corner. Starting on May 6th and ending on May 17th, it's a long and rigorous 2 weeks of examination. Here's the schedule of tests and what you can do to do your best on these tests. The schedule for week 1 is as shown. Please note that AP Studio Art is an 8-hour testing block on May 10th, not the standard 4. Week 2 is as follows. Again, please note, AP Physics C has 2 parts on May 13th, one 2-hour test at noon and another at 2.
So this year I will be taking AP Calc BC, AP Environmental Science, as well as AP Gov. Last year I took AP United States History, as well as AP Calc AB, and next year I'm planning on taking AP Psych and AP Biology.
So, the APs that I take were AP Environmental Science and AP Gov.
And I'm taking AP Lang and AP Gov this year. Last year, I also took APUSH.
As far as studying for APs go, it's obviously a very all-encompassing test as it goes over a full year of content for most of the classes anyway.
I created note cards. So all the notes that I had, I put them into an app like Quizlet, and I just recited them. I gave them to my friends. They would give them back to me.
I personally use AP prep books as well as flashcards. Quizlet's always a wonderful tool to use for drilling material and memorization purposes. And it's really just remembering all these specific facts, because the issue with the APs is you don't know what specific material is going to come up.
And I also talked a lot to my teacher. Use advisory and yeah.
A lot of people get really nervous about the AP exams, but honestly, I found that if you just go with your gut, more often than not, you'll be right. I think that's like the biggest problem people have, is like second guessing themselves. But I have not had a hard time so far with my experience.
All right, thank you everyone. To the students taking AP exams, good luck. For BHS TV News, I'm Jack Brown.
I think you should join the Color Run because it's for a really good cause, and so all the families at Beaumont will get all of that money for their child's cancer treatment.
Come to the Color Run.
Tragedy struck on Saturday at a synagogue when a lone gunman opened fire just before a memorial service on the last day of Passover, one of the holiest days of the year in the Jewish religion. The shooter killed one victim and injured 3 others. Police have arrested a suspect named John Ernest, a 19-year-old college student. He's being held at San Diego County Jail on Sunday on 1 count of first-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted first-degree murder. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims and everyone affected by this horrible tragedy.
And in keeping with current events, here's Ava Meyer with this month's special report.
I'd like to begin by noting that the views expressed in this editorial segment do not necessarily represent those of BHS Schools or BHS-TV News. Now, if you have had access to any sort of media outlet over the past few years, you probably have not been able to escape one of the most heavily discussed issues in America today: vaccinations. While you may hear about it only in passing, it is important to understand the debate and how it affects the health of American children and adults alike. This debate is taking place mainly among parents and is split between 2 sides: those who believe that parents must vaccinate their children and those who believe that choosing not to vaccinate is their right. While this topic has been heavily discussed since the conception of modern vaccines, it came to the forefront of national news during the 2016 election, when then-candidate Donald Trump repeatedly stated that vaccines cause autism, a statement that holds no basis in scientific reality and has been consistently debunked by the scientific community. While Trump's critics were quick to challenge the statement, his supporters latched on to the anti-vaccine rhetoric and turned it into a discussion of liberty and the rights of parents, thus creating the contentious debate we see before us. The stakes of this issue are incredibly high and hit close to home. Oakland County has the lowest immunization rates in the state of Michigan. If children are not vaccinated, they are at a much higher risk for diseases such as measles and meningitis, which can often lead to permanent disabilities, or even worse, death. Last month, an outbreak of measles began occurring in southeast Michigan and is still a growing problem. Vaccines have been proven to be very effective in preventing these diseases. According to Shot at Life, a United Nations Foundation partner organization, vaccines save 2.5 million children from preventable diseases every year, which equates to roughly 285 children saved every hour. The Centers for Disease Control estimated that 732,000 American children were saved from death, and 322 million cases of childhood illnesses were prevented between 1994 and 2014 due to vaccination. Vaccines are absolutely vital to public health and safety. While we live in a country built on the foundation of liberty and personal choice, it is sometimes necessary to sacrifice those choices for the safety of all. Not vaccinating your children puts others in harm's way and adds to a public health crisis that is far from over.
The annual Man in Nature field trip is quickly approaching. Here's Christina Gould with the Inside Scoop.
This is Christina Gould with BHS-TV News. Every spring at BHHS is filled with students wearing clothes too cold for the not yet warm weather, high stress levels due to AP exams, and abnormally large green backpacks. This is Survival Guide Man in Nature.
Each May, one class of courageous students takes on a week alone in the wilderness of Ontario, Canada. With only what they can carry on their backs, They face off against the elements and must rely on the bonds they share with their fellow classmates to make it through the adventure.
You learn about how to take care of yourself in the wilderness.
We're doing things on a daily basis that would make it so that we'd be able to survive somewhere so different than here.
I'm most excited to get away for a little bit and not have my phone and meet new people.
But the journey begins much earlier as the students build up endurance through an intense training regime.
Wearing that pack, it's like 50 pounds.
In class, we do like a wide variety of things. Like on the weekends, we have hikes up in Bald Mountain.
We walk around the school and up and down stairs.
We've been learning a lot of stuff about like meal prep, like how to dress correctly for the weather and the harsh conditions we may face.
As these students conclude the preparation for their trip this semester, we wish them all the best of luck as they leave the comfortable confines of BHHS and transverse into the Canadian wild.
Will they all make it out alive? Stay tuned. But for now, I'm Christina Gould, and this has been Survival Guide, Man in Nature, brought to you by BHS-TV News.
This month, many Bloomfield seniors are participating in Water Wars. Here's Zaid Shahid with the story.
In the last few weeks of the school year, seniors are looking to blow off steam. Water Wars is a popular game among seniors where people split up into teams of 6 and blast their opponents with water. Parts of the game are fun for students, but they come at a serious risk.
Well, first of all, safety is our top priority with students. Water Wars is not a school-sponsored event, so students participate at their own risk. And obviously, when students participate in this, we're concerned that students do make good decisions, do stay safe, and that nobody gets injured as a result of this activity.
Well, the top risks that we see are typically around traffic. Either students are in cars and they're driving recklessly and have accidents, or the students are running through traffic, coming across roads or going through parking lots and having really issues with being hit by cars. And then the other one is they're typically running through yards or other property, and so we have trespassing issues and just surprising the heck out of local residents. There have, and the speeding, the accidents, the reckless driving and issues concerning us enough, and really because the student safety is the main issue, and we do get quite a few complaints of residents when it's a little disturbing when 1 a.m. you got somebody zipping through your yard with something that looks suspicious and you don't know who it is. We are really lucky here that we have a very strong relationship with the Bloomfield Township Police. They're just across the road. They're here all the time. And again, their number one issue is student safety. So as you saw, we talked with the seniors about it. The police are well aware of the students. They try to know them and they try to monitor things. So we try to be proactive and preventative and get the message out. But the other thing is the police do have to do their job. If the students are breaking laws or risking safety, they have to take action.
As Water Wars continues as an annual event in the community, that students will keep safety. They're going to participate. They will keep safety the number one priority.
Pay attention, have limits, and remember that it's just a game. It's when people start getting really caught up into it and they start driving across traffic, driving the wrong direction, running recklessly, that it's terrifying. So remember, it's just a game. And I understand it's competitive and that you're having a good time, but it's some of those things where in the end, you just win or lose, but make sure you don't die while you're doing it.
To our seniors out there, good luck on the final stretch and make responsible choices. This is Zaid Shahid from BHS-TV News.
It's an awesome show. I highly recommend you come and see it. There's a ton of cool special effects, and the actors, crew, and directing staff have been working super duper hard to make this an awesome production.
You should definitely come and see it. If not for our outstanding cast and crew, then do it for the 80s costumes, and we have fabulous wigs, crazy 80s dance moves, awesome characters, people jumping on each other, people turning into donkeys. I think you should come see it.
Avengers Endgame shattered the record for biggest opening weekend with an estimated $350 million in ticket sales domestically and $1.2 billion globally. The movie had been expected to open between $260 million and $300 million in the United States and Canadian theaters, but moviegoers turned out in such large numbers that Endgame blew past the previous record of $257.7 million set last year by Avengers Infinity War.
Endgame has already made more than movies like Skyfall, Aquaman, and The Dark Knight Rises grossed in their entire runs, not accounting for inflation. To accommodate demand, the Walt Disney Company released Endgame in more theaters, 4,662 in the US and Canada, than any opening before. More than 30 million American and more than 100 million global guests experienced Endgame on the big screen in one weekend, a feat untouched by any other film.
This movie has received a ton of buzz lately. Here's Drake Nager with more of the story.
Avengers Endgame is primed to bring in $200 to $250 million during its opening weekend, making it the top movie of the year so far and one of only 6 films to break $200 million at opening weekend. The media will be going crazy, and everyone should go see Avengers Endgame.
Hello, I'm Thanos, and this is Connor. And today, we're going to be discovering
producer of BHS-TV News.
How much he knows about the DC Universe.
Okay.
Who is Thor?
Thor. Well, Thor's the ripped guy. He's the big one, the one that broke up with. He made my girlfriend break up with me when we saw the movie because she went for him.
Excuse me?
I don't really want to talk about this anymore.
Cut.
Hello, Blackhawks, and welcome back to another episode of Word on the Street. I'm Parker Haysha. Word on the Street is, it's National Take a Wild Guess Day. That's right, it's that time of year where you make a random guess that's probably wrong, but definitely wild. It's also National May Day. Hope you guys enjoy.
What was that? I don't know. Probably just a bug bite or something.
Oh no, it's malaria day. You're in the short. What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? You're gonna get sick.
I don't know. Do I run out of frame? Do I?
Yeah, get out of the shot. Get out of the shot.
Oh my God! Parker, there's a camera here too!
Mother of God! I did it! I did it! No.
Wait a minute.
Oh my God!
Hello there, this is Graham Fogel with BHS-TV News, and we are celebrating a special day today. It's Take a Wild Guess Day, and I'm here with
Andrew Zabanzik.
That's a mouthful. And I'm here with none other than the famous CK. I am with right now David Abdelnor. Olivia, how sweet. How many students, to the exact number, do you believe attend at Bloomfield Hills High School?
1812. 1,000.
1,000. She's only 682 off, folks. If you had to guess, how many times would a medium-sized dog use the bathroom per day?
Well, my dog's about medium size, and I let him use it about 2.5 times per day.
I'm afraid you're neglecting your dog. Your dog should be using the bathroom 5 times per day. How many times should a medium-sized dog be using the bathroom every day?
Honestly, 3, 4, 5, maybe.
And that is our first correct answer! It's 5! It is 5! Oh my God! Our next question. How old do you think Grandma is?
Maybe in her 20s, late 20s probably.
Good as guess is mine. I really have no idea how old Grandma is. If anyone knows, DM us at BHS-TV News. Yeah, what would Mr. Hollerith say if he saw you standing in his driveway with a water bazooka?
He will say hi. No comment, no comment. Like, it would be a bloodbath. It would be bad.
It would be a bloodbath.
Well, we certainly learned some very interesting facts today, didn't we? Make sure to guess about everything you can, because if you're right, you may get a gold star if you're in kindergarten. And if you're not, it's a May Day! Guys.
And with that, we conclude this month's edition of BHS TV News. If you have questions or suggestions for us, feel free to send us an email at bhstvnews@bloomfield.org. Tune in for This Week Today for updates on school activities, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at BHS TV News.
Tune in next time for more news around the world, in your state, and in your classroom. I'm Josh Winslow.
And I'm Noelle Sewick. Thank you for watching.